Our attitude can either put us in a place where we could be blessed, or it can put us in a place that we are separated from God's blessings. And if it puts us in a place that we are separated from God's blessings, then it has become an idol. And it separates us from God, from His supply, from His blessings. And I'm going to read this morning out of Matthew chapter 5. If you have Bibles and you want to turn there with me, it's Matthew chapter 5. These are attitudes. These are the right kind of attitudes to have. Matthew chapter 5. If you have problems finding Matthew, maybe better time than let us pray with you.
Yes, amen.
Genesis and Matthew you should have under your belt. All the rest you might get a little confused on, but Genesis and Matthew should be under your belt.
Yeah, but when you're trying to find it in your Bible, you have
Well,
to
that's true. Yeah.
It might be the first book that you got to find in the beginning.
Oh, I understand that. I'm just saying, some people, when you tell them, well, where's Matthew at? Is that the Old Testament or New Testament? And you haven't been in church for a long time. You know, I'm not putting nobody, I'm just saying, we have, some people sometimes take time to just go through our Bible and familiarize ourselves, because when the day comes and you're standing before a crowd and you're not able to give them a witness, or you're not able to give them a reason for the joy that's within you. And we got to be ready to give every man an answer. And, that's why we come to church, and that's why we pray up, and that's why we get ready and we come in here and we praise the anointing down, because when we praise the anointing down and into our presence, we can operate when we're outside of the church. And we'll be able to withstand anything. And that's what it's about. Because I see a time coming, I mean, that we're living in some of it now, when you're going to get persecuted. We get persecuted now.
Yes.
It's getting worse.
Yes, it is.
And the Bible says that it will get worse. That don't mean we just stand by and say, well, what's going to happen anyhow? No, we still got to do our part as the children of God.
That's right.
And for chapter 5, verse 1, Matthew, and seeing the multitudes, he went up into the mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Yes. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Amen. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which they were before you. Yes. Now, like I said, a lot of people, they call this the beatitude. If you break that down, it's called beatitudes, not beatitudes, beatitude. The attitude that we need to have in order to receive blessing. See, a lot of times we walk around and we're wondering why we're not being blessed, or why God's not moving here, or why God's not doing this. And I'm just going to ask the simple question: do you have the attitude receive the blessing? Does your attitude line up with the Word of God? Does your attitude, and we can say, yeah, it does, but how about if I go and I ask your family members what kind of attitude you have at home? Do they have the blessed and the pure in heart? Do they have the attitude of being peacemaker? Do they have these kind of attitudes? And sometimes you might get the answer of, well, when we first got married, he did. Or when we first got married, she did. What about if I asked your children? Would they say, would they be able to say, yeah, they got that right kind of attitude? Or would they say, oh, no, they're hateful? And I'm telling you what, these little children will always tell you the truth on things. Little kids will come out and look at you and they'll say, it almost reminds me of the story I heard about a little boy and his parents. They went out to, they were in church and the little boy went up to the pastor after service and he reached into his pocket and he pulled out what allowance money he had and he gave it to the preacher and the preacher said, is this for the offering? The little boy goes, no, preacher, it's for you. He said, for me? Yeah, because Daddy said you're the poorest preacher he's ever heard. Little kids are like that. So if I was to ask your family members or I was to ask your co-workers, what kind of attitude do they have? Well, when they first got hired, see, a lot of times when you go to some of these biggest churches and look at the choir and I say, what kind of attitude? Well, when they first joined the choir, they had a great attitude. They had a great personality. But now, and a lot of the churches that you can go into, you can check and see, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to. But is your attitude right? Oh, some of you, oh, come on, I dare you to say something. That's the wrong kind of attitude to have. And you know, we cheer people on. Now, come on. We cheer people on with the bad attitude. When they're standing there now, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be the children of God. When we're standing there and somebody's going to give somebody down the road and say, I dare them to come back. You go, girl. Tell them all about it. And here we are, the children of God, and we cheer on that kind of attitude. Yeah, give them a piece of your mind. I wouldn't stand for that. You treat them exactly the way they're treating you. That's not God. Now that's the kind of attitude that people get proud to have that kind of attitude. They boastfully, well, that's just the way I am, and I don't care who likes it. I've heard church people, they just wear their shoulders back and they get that head bobbing, that finger going, and yeah, that's just the way I am, that's who I am, and they don't like it, then, oh well, whew, something wrong with that. You're supposed to be a child of God. And you're proud because you've got the attitude that you've got. You're proud to be boastful. You're proud that, I don't take nothing from nobody. That's the kind of attitude I used to have. We all find ourselves sometimes having that kind of attitude. Well, they did me wrong, so what's wrong with me doing them wrong? Two negatives don't ever work. Somewhere you got to have a positive going on. When someone else is being negative, I want to challenge you to be the positive one.
Right.
To be the one who's positive in a negative situation. To be the one who stands and says, no, now wait a minute. I heard somebody not too long ago, they said, well, they treat me that way. I feel the same way. They're not going to show me respect. I ain't going to show them respect. They don't show me love. I'm not going to show them no love. Then what kind of Christian are you? You've got to show love. No matter what they say to you, no matter what they do to you, no matter how they act towards you, you've got to show love. You got to show that kind of love that Jesus showed us. Now that's hard for us to do. I mean, sometimes because we try to love people, we try to be good to them, and it feels like that they just keep smacking us right in the face.
Yep.
They just keep kicking us. They just keep wallowing us around in the mud. But you know what? We have to love them anyways. Why? Because that's the kind of attitude that God tells us to have. It ain't easy. I ain't going to stand here and tell you it's easy, because this is something that we all have to learn to work on. We all have our own preferences. We all have our own mind thinking, and we're all set in our own ways and in our own traditions. But we have to work on breaking those things and taking on the kind of attitude of Christ. Taking on the kind of things that God wants us to be like. Said, love your neighbor, love your brother. If you can't love the brother who you have seen, how can you love the Father who you have not seen? Yeah, it gets hard. Now, I will tell you this. I know from experience that there's certain people you have to love from a distance.
Yep.
I ain't gonna lie to you. There is some of them people that you have to love them, and you have, you show them respect, but you don't have to hang out with them. You don't have to rub elbows with them. You don't have to go out and have coffee with them. You don't have to have tea with them. You don't have to sit down and have personal conversation with them, but you have to love them. You have to forgive them. And there's some people in my life that I know that I have to stay over here in order to forgive them. I can't be in the same room with them. I can't be in the same atmosphere with them, because it wouldn't work, because certain things has happened. But I forgive you. That's the reason why I'm not coming around. There's some people, if you go around, Casey, there's some people that you would just want to smack them. You want to smack them cross-eyed. Because if you would, in order to forgive them and love them, you have to do it from a distance.
Ouch.
There's some people that but that's the kind of attitude to have. So you know what? I know they did me wrong, they did me dirty, they hurt me bad, but I love them, I forgive them. And in order for me to forgive them, I can't be around them all the time, because if I was around them all the time, I'd probably constantly remind them what they did. Because that's our attitude.
Yeah.
That is our attitude.
Amen. Ouch.
We constantly want to remind.
Amen.
I want to tell a story. Vicky, I'm going to tell a story. She'll probably agree with me. One time, me and my dad, we got into a pretty heated argument.
Oh, know what that is?
He grabbed a hold of me as I was trying to walk away, and I pulled away from him, and as I did, he fell off the porch and he broke his wrist. Every day since then, I felt bad about that. So I know that man got hurt, and I was partially to blame for it. I apologized. And he's even the one that started the argument with me. Mickey knows I'm not lying. He's the one that started the argument. And before it got worse, I tried to walk away. And when he grabbed a hold of me, I pulled myself away from him. And he fell. And he got hurt. And I never forget the look in his eyes. I wanted to break down crying. Because I hurt him. And it really bothered me. For the longest time, that bothered me. And even to this day, I'm not satisfied. I'm not comfortable. I'm not pleased with what I did. I don't want to eat at me.
Yes.
But I'm not pleased with it. I did something that hurt him. And I regret it. I always will regret that. I can't go back and fix it. But he said he forgave me. And he said, he goes, it was my fault because during that time I was drinking and I said some things that I shouldn't have said. But anytime we get into a little bit of a discussion now about anything, first thing he says, you're not going to ever hurt me like you did that one time. I said, now he's not a Christian. I can't hold him to that, because him not being a Christian, when he gets angry, He's going to remember that, and He's going to remind me of that. I even looked at him and I said, Dad, I know I hurt you and I'm sorry. I live with that every day of my life, knowing that the reason why your hands don't work the way they should is because I knocked you off the porch and you broke your wrist. I said, I'll never forget it. It's always with me. I wish he didn't always have to think he had to remind me of it. But see, when somebody does something to us and we say we forgive them, we don't bring it up to their attention every chance we get. And I see people in churches and people that proclaim that they're Christian and they're born again and they're walking a new way in life, but yet they still like to remind other people of what they did. That's not a be attitude to have.
Nope.
That's not an attitude to be.
That's a don't attitude.
Yeah, we walk away from that. We forget it. There's been other people along the years that's done things that's really hurt and things that I can't just get out of my head, but I choose not to continue to bring them up. Even though I remember them, I don't bring them up to them. I stay away from them so I won't bring it up to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
You get me a drink of water, please.
Brother Tony, wasn't that an accident? When your father fell off? Wasn't that?
It was an accident on my part.
I'm sure you didn't do it on purpose.
I didn't do it on purpose, but it still hurt me.
But forgive me for interrupting.
Oh, you're fine.
Forgive me.
That's why it's Sunday school.
Yeah, I know, but you're the teacher and you're doing great.
You're fine.
But to me, it was like an accident.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It definitely was an accident. And I still remember vividly him falling and breaking his wrist. I mean, I could see it. I didn't mean for it to happen. That's why I don't let it eat at me. Now, if I deliberately turned around and just knocked him off the porch, then yeah, it should eat at me.
Yeah.
But, that's right, because sometimes there's things that are deliberately done, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we all done something or said something to somebody or about somebody. And we've asked for forgiveness for that. And we ask God to forgive us. And then we ask other people to forgive us. Now, another question was asked to me the other day about, do we have to tell people when we forgive them?
Yes.
If they come and ask you, do you forgive me? Then you say, yes, I forgive you. Don't walk up to them and say, I forgive you for what you did. I want to tell you why you don't do that. Because you may walk up to somebody you didn't even realize they'd done anything, and you're going to look at them and say, I forgive you. And then they're going to give you a reason to have to forgive them again. Because some of them go, why are you forgiving me for? I didn't do nothing to you. And they, oh, yeah. And they walk up and they say, will you forgive me? They say, yes, I forgive you. See, we don't forgive for them. We forgive for us. And for God, when we forgive and we get rid of it and we just willing to drop it, forget about it, and walk on, God blesses you for that. Mm-hmm. You know what I said to some people that I just don't go around because, well, see, God's blessed me because I don't go into circumstances where I know there's going to be conflict.
Right.
I stay away from that area.
Right.
When we forgive, we don't always have to go up and tell that person, no, I forgive you, because then you're just reminded that you're digging it up all over again. Just forgive it. Just, you know what? It ain't even worth it.
That's right.
It's not even worth me losing the kingdom of heaven over this. I just forget it. I forgive. I'm going to go on. It's one of the things that when we get up, when we're in a race and we fall, we just get up and start running again. We just forgive and go on. Now, if somebody comes and asks you for forgiveness and you forgive them, well, I jumped way ahead. Brother, I need to say, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. not saying you have to not have nothing. It wouldn't do me no good to have a lot of money. It wouldn't, would it, honey? I wouldn't know how to hang on to it. I see people with need. It wouldn't do me no good. Well, I guess it would. It would help with somebody else. But we can have things, but blessed is poor in spirit.
Yes.
When you're poor in spirit, you have that humbling spirit. Because the people that think themselves be way up here, they can't receive the things of God. They can't receive the blessings of God.
Right.
So you got to humble yourself. You got to be, no matter how much you've got, no matter what kind of a home you live in, no matter what kind of vehicle you've got, you still got to humble yourself in your spirit and come to God.
Yes. Praise the Lord.
We got to be broken in spirit, because with a broken heart and a contrite spirit, God draws nigh unto us.
Yes.
We got to be able to let our spirit be broken, to be contrite,
Let God break me.
to be humble. Because the Lord has a way of breaking you. And you remember my message not too long ago, a couple Sundays ago, about broken with a purpose. Even though you're broken, you have a purpose. And now God can't use the things that is all put together. He has to be able to put it together in order to use it. If we put ourselves together and we've got it all worked out and we're puffed up and we're vanity, God can't use that, because He's got to be able to break us and then build us up. See, a lot of us right now are in the broken process because we just got out of the old things in life and we're starting to walk into the newness of life. And in order for there to be a newness, it's like a piece of clay that it didn't quite get it the first time. So the potter has to smash it all down and restart over. And that's what God's doing with some of us now. We're broken. And we're poor in spirit, and we're coming humbly, and He's rebuilding us.
Amen.
Blessed are those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. I'm going to bring you up in this one, Martina. I told her the other day. She said, I don't feel like I'm getting it. Everybody else. And I'm like, that's because you're hungry. That's because you're thirsty. See, a lot of times we get back and we say, well, I've been in this thing for 30-odd-some years, and there ain't nothing new that I can get. There ain't nothing new that God can do for me, because I'm completely full and I've got all I need. Then why are you just sitting around not doing nothing if you got all you need? Because if you got all you need, some of that should be filling over on someone else.
Right.
Amen.
It should be spilling out. If it's in there, like we say it's in there, it'll be coming out.
Yep.
But when she said, I see everybody else and they're getting it and they're getting full and I don't feel like, and I seen her up here crying and praising God and smiling and laughing and tears is pouring out. I see God touching her, but she's like, I want more.
Amen.
No matter how long you've been in this thing, we should always want more. We should always be hungry and thirsty after righteousness and after the things of God. Say, Lord, fill me up. I can't get enough of you. That's what people kept saying. We want revival. 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 And I'm like, but we're going to have one.
Yeah.
But when God tells me it's time, and last Sunday night, Brother David then was here, and I was up here and I was going like this. You know what I was saying? Lord, this is the most inconvenient week for me possible. And you're speaking revival in my spirit? We are down to 2 cars right now. Jane has to work at night. Anthony has to be at work. Tiffany's got to be at work in the morning. I'm going to be running back and forth. trying to get this and get that done, and you're speaking revival. At that time I stopped, because I felt the Spirit say, I said revival. God, I'm not telling you no, I'm just telling you it's inconvenient. Huh? Same thing. I'm going to get a revival. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get everything else done. So I walked up today, right here. He's standing right here, and I'm on. I said, brother, you doing anything for the next 3 nights? I said, we're going to have revival. Out of the blue. Because that's what God said. I could have planned it. I could have planned it. I could have put it together. And it wouldn't have worked. But God said, now's the time.
Yeah.
Now we do have a revival coming up. It's not really planned. It's another God thing. When we had a baptism here one day, Dennis was sitting over here and he looked up at me and he said, we ought to go and have a revival. I said, well, there's one person I would wish to be in town right now. We would just kick off right into a revival. And he knew who I was talking about. And he didn't know how to get a hold of the guy. I go home that same day after saying this, and I get this phone call from this guy saying, hey, I'm coming in that way in September, and I'd like to hold a revival at your church because I feel God is leading me. But if you even want me to come sooner, I can come sooner than that. Brother Tim Richards. He'll be here in September.
He's on my Facebook if you ever want to get a hold of him.
He's on mine too. He calls me. I got his number and there. He calls me all the time. And he called me when he's coming back off from the Indian reservation. And he said, bro, Tony, I just got to tell you something. I said, what's it? He goes, you was my last night's message. I said, I was? He said, yeah, you was the last night's message. I said, well, praise God. I'm glad he used me for something. I need help with this.
Turn the PA off and back on. It should fix that.
I just grabbed the wire and fixed it.
Well, that works.
And you can still hear me. Amen.
Every time I get around him, I got to do backup vocals for him. I got to do the harmony part for him.
I know.
And he thinks I'm just...
So he's going to meet you in September. You better keep your voice in shape. I know.
And I don't know his songs, but I'm supposed to know them anyway.
Every time me and him get around each other, devil starts getting mad. I don't know why. They want to kill us and everything else.
Be sure to let us know though.
Huh?
Be sure to let us know.
I'll let you know. He's coming in September. But that was something that God put together too, because I just said to Dennis, I would love for him to come and be able to hold revival. And then he calls me the same day. Dennis, you didn't message him and tell him to call me, did you?
I don't even know how to get a hold of him.
I know. I think that's just God right there. But never get to the point where you're too full. You always need to be hungry and thirsty after righteousness. And you'll be filled. And the merciful. We want to obtain mercy from God.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If we want mercy, we have to show mercy.
Amen.
A lot of us would like for people to show us mercy. All I want God to show me mercy.
Yes.
Right.
But we've got to show mercy to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
We've got, I mean, everybody's had a past. Some has a present. Amen. You can be the key for them not to carry it into their future. It's no matter what they've done, no matter what they're doing, let's show them some mercy.
Right.
I mean, I've seen old drunks come into the church and people would just say, oh, that's an old drunk, you know, that's an old alcoholic, or that's an old pothead, or whatever, and they don't have no mercy for them at all.
Yes.
They don't have no compassion for them at all. I heard an old piano player say one time, he said, the only time a leopard changes their spots is when they're jumping from tree to tree. I'm like, Well, you're trying to say people don't change. He said, yeah. Once a drunk, always a drunk.
Nope.
No, sir.
And I sat there for a minute. And
There's too many of us that can tell you otherwise.
once a drunk, always a drunk.
Yeah.
Brother,
So you, because you once dabbled in witchcraft, you still do it? You know, when you're young in the faith, you just blurt things out. But your filter hasn't learned how to work yet. So when you once practiced homosexuality, that means you still do? Oh no, I went to the altar, I gave it all to God. It's under the blood. I said, but they can't change. You can, but nobody else can ever change. Well, what it was, he actually just didn't like the person, and he said, a leopard never changes his spots unless he's going from tree to tree. So what he was saying is he can't be changed. Why?